Calling this meeting to order, the City Council, regular council meeting of Tuesday, August 12th, 2025. We have a couple of public hearings tonight. So we're going to start with the first public hearing. Number 1, public hearing pursuant to section 1139.06 relating to general development concept plan for the former ConAgra parcel. Roll call, please.
Fiddlecombe. Martino.
Here.
Claus.
Here.
Pat. Dyke.
Here.
Reeves.
Here.
Peggy.
Here.
Thank you. So next order of business is swearing in witnesses.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. For all council persons in attendance, all staff, and all guests who are going to speak on this matter, including residents who wish to comment, I would ask that you raise your right hand. Is the testimony you're about to give the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please answer, I do.
I do.
And then when you approach the AMBO or podium, could you please just reiterate that the oath was administered to you? And attorneys are exempt from that requirement, by the way.
Thank you. Mr. Hamilton, are you going to give an introduction?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This project has been a long time coming. We're all excited about this. It finally cleared through Planning Commission. So with that, I will hand over to Christine to run you through Planning Commission's recommendations to Council. I'd like to just recognize Mr. Bocanez from Triban. We'll be here to answer any questions you might have. We're excited you could join us, so Christine.
Okay. You took my line, by the way. It was a long time coming. I did get my oath, so I'm recognizing that. So we are happy that our Planning Commission, after 2 public hearings on May 21st and then again on June 18th, reviewed the General Development Concept Plan submitted by Triban. The chapter that applies, which is the Mixed Use Granary District chapter, has its own parameters and requirements in it, which went through on each of those levels. The Planning Commission did make a motion to recommend approval by this body, which is the next step in the process. And when they made that motion, they did have a few modifications that they are allowed to make per the Mixed Use Granary District Code. So I was just going to go over them, and these are also in the staff report that was attached to all these documents. So they made a modification granted to section 112709, which waives the minimum lot width requirement. Mixed use granary had a width requirement of, I think it was 40, and these are townhomes, so it doesn't follow in that process. They were fine with that and made a modification as presented. They did the same for the criteria for the design of the buildings, which was a glazing requirement. So windows, percentages, they waived that and adopted the elevations as submitted. They were fine with those. Couple notes, they noted any future proposed dumpsters on the property will have to be enclosed. Noted that any development signage will be considered at a future meeting. Noted that the restaurant plan reviews, site design, signage will all be considered at a future meeting. Fencing will be required around the pool area, and approval of an alternate landscape plan to allow for a landscape area rather than the stormwater management detention pond in the center there, they were fine with. So those were their recommendations. And then to just recap what we're proposing overall, this is 106 fee simple residential townhome units, private streets, a private pool, public perimeter pathway, and a restaurant. So that was all included in their plans along with landscape, parking, lighting, and that was in your packet as well. Mr. Bo Knez, president of Triban, is here with us tonight. He can answer any questions you have, but we're following the process in the code as far as bringing it to you before this body pursuant to section 112703. So if you have any questions for me, I'll be glad to try and answer them. Otherwise, Bo can answer any questions that you may have. Yep.
I have a question. The height restrictions, what are they for the
So
outside perimeter and the outside?
height restrictions, I'm going to have to go back to my code here and give you that rundown. Let's see what we've got. So 112709, the height max for mixed-use greenery is 75 feet. Parapet was allowed to exceed height by 4 feet. That's what our code is saying. These buildings will be compliant
Well
with
under
the height.
that. Yeah.
Well under
That would have allowed for a
Correct.
4 or 5 story building.
Correct. Yep. All your minimums, the entire code actually is in your packet. It's got all of your.
I had a lot of
Areas.
issues trying to even open this
It
packet.
was
so
huge.
Sorry,
It
I'm
was
not
huge.
there.
It was really big.
Yeah.
But we tried to.
But my question is,
Yeah.
do they have an idea what size they're going to be going? I'm just curious if the inner circle is going to have a view that's going to be able to see out and above the views over the outer circle.
And I know Bo can speak to that for you. And we have design elevations as well that we'll pull up.
Okay.
Hard copies are in that packet as well. So I will, yeah,
Mr. Vice Mayor, may I?
Yes.
You had mentioned the perimeter.
yes, the
halfway.
perimeter,
Can you
yeah.
show on that
Flux.
schematic that was up? Where is that located?
Those
Generally
Tom, can
speaking.
we have a cursor on there, Stu?
We need a laser pointer.
Yeah, we do.
So the pathway here. So it's a wall pretty sag, the wall sag, and then down the west side.
So there, once you get to the road, there's not really. It'd be nice to have a way of pedestrian to connect back up there somehow. We'll have to.
So that
How-
will actually.
Figure out a sidewalk, or maybe a sidewalk on the ramp side, possibly, or some way to make that a complete loop or something.
Right.
I'm concerned if residents are walking around, and they park down there, you don't want to necessarily cutting through the parking lot of the private development part, I would think. But did you have more? Joe, anything else? I had a couple things. The dockage element. Wasn't included.
We haven't presented the dockage element because we're going to be working with Eppinwall.
Yeah.
So there was potential easement there. I think that's been completely cleared. That was back from 1902 or something like that. I think we got that cleared out. Then we had you see on the east side there's some blue sections, which was an old FEMA map that showed the floodplain. That is no longer relevant. That has been reduced. So now that if this plan were to go forward, then the design of the dockage would come into
Deal with that like the restaurant.
Correct, because we're going to be changing things here. Sure. There's no sense in doing that, except again, the easement was an issue for a bit. I think we got through that, and then the FEMA flood area was an issue that is nowhere near to what it's shown on that plan.
And my other questions on the restaurant building. I mean, it's probably premature. I don't know if you have anybody that you're talking to yet, but the 3,000 sounds a little small. It looks a little small to me. I don't know if there's someone that likes that size, or if there's ability maybe to.
We figured it's a two-story,
Squeeze
so
it.
6,000
Okay.
square feet.
Oh,
We are,
okay.
as Stu knows, we are talking to somebody.
Okay.
How real it is or not at this point, I really don't know. But they are engaged. They have been in contact with the city. They have asked questions. They have done a preliminary drawing. We presented this to them. We did, at the request of the city, attach a walkway from the parking lot onto the walkway, make it a little bit more accessible there as well. I can't say that they're 100%, but there's conversations. There's been costing involved. So
2 stories is the idea, so that's 6,000. So that makes it, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it has a lot of dining upstairs.
right.
That makes
And I think there's
it
a
little
question
more
about the size of the inner units. They are 1 story higher, with so you can see over the units along in the water. You do get some views.
I just want to commend you guys. I hope this happens. I hope there isn't anything that goes bad. But I can tell you that there is a number of people in this community that want to be on a pre-sale list. So
Let's go.
I'm
Love
just-
that.
they're always telling me,
No to that.
I don't know if you want to put on the record the number they can contact so they quit asking me, and I'll make sure to point them to that number.
Stu, we'll give a
I have
contact.
that information.
Yeah, you do have that
Okay.
information.
They can call the main number. I have that information.
Okay. And then secondly, when do you anticipate to put a shovel in the ground? Just
Did
curious.
you guys say yes? I mean, Stu knows we've been moving at a rapid pace. I mean, every meeting that we've come to, we've come prepared. We've answered all the questions. We made all the adjustments. The hope, the hope is to be able to get in there in the spring because that's the selling season. And we did relocate the pool to the northwest corner there, so where the boat traffic is, which will give it a nice view to give it even a little bit more. Originally, we had it in the interior, and I'm like, well, we're going to be looking at a bunch of townhomes.
Yeah.
Let's make that grass area, dog walking area, whatever, and let's put the pool somewhere everybody sees it. But we'd like to start on that side there. That would be the first side. We'd like to start on that as soon as possible. If we can get something, I don't know if you guys we do prairie builds where the road isn't done, and we're allowed to put one grouping of units up to get a start so the marketing so when the road's in, we can hyper up the marketing. We can have all those discussions, but we'd like to see spring.
But all of these are for sale units, correct?
You want me to mess with the mayor and tell him it's for rent? But
Yeah.
no, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
And Christine mentioned something on the landscape plan that shows the pond in the middle. Is that going away? Is that what I heard? Okay.
Yes, because of the capping situation and the depth that we're allowed to penetrate
Oh, you
into
can't
the
be-
soils, it's not going to be a feature of any sort. So in one of the previous planning commission meetings, we had discussions. They'd rather see it gone. We'd rather see it gone. We'd rather see that turn into a green area, like I said, for dog walking or whatever it would be. Because I think with the cap restrictions, we would have a sludge pond that would
It would
not
just be super shallow. and-
super shallow, wouldn't be attractive. Water's always a feature, so you try to put as much of it as possible, but it just doesn't work.
And it's probably not a stormwater problem because you're surrounded by water so you can get stormwater
You'd be
out to
surprised
the
what
river.
municipalities want, but no.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're so close to
Yeah.
where it would drain anyway. Then
Right.
it's not.
Right, planning was all for it. They loved the recommendation. They loved the idea. So
Thank you.
I'm just
Joel.
curious about ingress and egress. Is it just one, or is it both of them
Two.
in the east and west?
Two.
Okay.
Yes, Mr.
Can I just jump on something?
Mr. Hamilton, yes, please.
In conversations with him and his design, we would like to look at, and I'll work through Todd and Christine, getting a couple of units up that people can visit before there's a whole roadway in and all the utilities. Gives them that pre-sale ability, so they can move faster once we actually checked. So that will be coming along the way.
I assume that would be just so getting people there. If the roads aren't done, that would probably be closer to the southwest corner ish or something. Yeah. Near the restaurant corner.
we would try, yes.
Sartino.
I just want to say, as a member of the Planning Commission, your organization has been great to work with. There's been, several discussions. I know Christine and her department have worked hard and a lot of hours to try to work with you and bring this together. And like I said, I as a member of the Planning Commission, I appreciate your cooperation and
Likewise with the city, everybody that we worked with so far has been amazing.
thank you.
Okay. Any more questions or comments? I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Like the, go ahead, Sam.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr.
I'd like to
Artino,
make a motion to adjourn from the public hearing?
all in favor, or no, yeah, roll call.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Thank you. So we are adjourned from public hearing number 1. Thank you, Mr. Knez, for coming, and we're really excited to keep this thing moving forward. We should start moving a lot faster now, I think. Everybody wants to see an excavator down there, I think, so.
If Bo and his team has his way, they'll be there already.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm sure you do too. So we are going to move on to public hearing number 2, public hearing on the rezoning application of OJD Holdings LLC to rezone vacant property located on River Road. Erie County, should I read the? Erie County permanent parcel numbers 42-01720.000, 42-01720.001, and 01719.000 from its current I-2 General Industrial District to B3 General Business District. Roll call, please.
Fiddlecombe, Martino,
Yes.
Laws,
Yes.
Cap, Mike,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy.
Here.
That's right. Yeah.
You're good.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. As before, all members of council, all staff, and any guests in attendance that wish to speak during public hearing on the matters set forth therein, if you please raise your right hand. The testimony you are about to give, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Answer, it is.
It is. It is.
And again, if there's any members of the public who speak, if you could please reiterate that the oath was administered to you when you approached the podium. Thank you.
Okay, witness testimony. Do we have anybody that has any, or Mr. Hamilton, should I give you a?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. I'm going to do a fastball straight over to Christine on this one.
Okay. Yeah, really fast.
Really fast. Okay, so we have an application from Mr. Dyke of OJD Holdings LLC, and it went to the Planning Commission. So what this is for is his 3 parcels on River Road. They are vacant lots right now. They are zoned I-2. We met with Mr. Dyke. He kind of told us what his visions were for the property, which under I-2, we reviewed all that, and the uses under I-2 are strictly industrial, manufacturing, didn't fit in with that vision. What he did share with us was a likely fit with B3. We took that to Planning Commission at their meeting on June the 18th, sorry. They approved of that rezoning and made recommendation to this body for approval. And with that, if you approve of the rezoning application after your readings, I know that any other future plans will come back to the Planning Commission for any reviews necessary. And if you have any questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, the applicant is here as well.
And so just to confirm, we're not voting on any specific plans or site plans, just the rezoning from
There's no site
I-2 to
plan.
B3.
Correct. It's a rezoning from I-2 to B3. Preliminary stuff we can say, because we shared it with Planning Commission as well. He's looking at possibly, it's a recreational field house that he's looking at on one of the parcels.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions or comments from staff or anyone in attendance? Any questions from council? Hearing none, we can close this public hearing and for a motion to adjourn.
Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to adjourn this public hearing.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Martino,
Yes.
Laws,
Yes.
Cap, I'm sorry, Reeves,
Yes.
Geez, Louise Dyke. Peggy.
Yes, here.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I think we got everyone. Okay, so we are now moving into our regular council meeting. If everyone could please stand, we'll have a moment of silence and a pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Hillcomb, Dino,
Here.
Claus,
Here.
Jack, Mike,
Here.
Reeves,
Here.
Peggy.
Here.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Dyke,
make a motion to excuse Mr. Tapp and Mr. Biddlecombe from tonight's meeting.
any questions on the motion? Roll call?
Dyke,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes. Okay, thank you. Moving on, approval of minutes of July 22nd.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Dyke,
I make a motion to approve the minutes of July 22nd, 2025 regular council meeting as written.
thank you. Any other questions or comments? Roll call?
Dyke,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes. So moving on, audience comments. Citizens may address the concerns to the city council. Please state your name and address for the recorded journal, and there's a 3-minute time limit. Any questions, comments? Doesn't look like we have any more today, so we'll move on to old business. Ordinance number 2025-18.
Vice Mayor,
Mr. Greaves.
I make a motion placing ordinance number 2025-18 on its second reading.
Thank you. This is a second reading for 2025-18. Roll call, please.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy.
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Dyke,
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-18. An ordinance amending Title III Utilities under Part 9 Streets, Utilities, and Public Services Code of the Codified Ordinances of Huron to establish a new Chapter 925 Huron Public Power Regulations and Rates.
Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. We understand any rate change for any of our customers is painful. It's not a decision we take lightly. It's something that we looked hard at. We worked with Utilities Commission on to make sure that we were doing the lowest rate increase that we can do. Just as a reminder, in 2024, we hired a third party to do a cost of service / rate review for Huron Public Power. What they brought back to us, we deemed was too aggressive. Utilities Commission also were like, wow. So we went back and internally we reviewed the same information. We backed out some things. We took it down to a point where it's a minimum increase that we can actually pass on that will cover our additional costs of doing service. It will cover our additional debt that's coming on for the third transformer to make HPP stronger, more resilient for our customers. The rates increases were actually attached to the flyer. There will also be a new additional kilowatt hour rate for a capital rider of 0.0005 cents per kilowatt hour. We removed, there used to be a $650,000 revenue cap. We removed that as well by increasing the rates. Having that cap kind of negated any rate increase. And we also added a $15 monthly minimum charge to cover meter maintenance and meter replacement costs. This will actually create a new section in the codified ordinances under utilities for Huron Public Power. Prior, these rates have just been voted on by council by ordinance, and we will actually codify them so they're codified the same way as our water rates are, just to keep things consistent. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Vice Mayor?
Martino.
I assume we're still pretty competitive with our rates, though.
To you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Yes, we are still far below the investor-led utilities. When we run comps for our customers versus what they would pay through the investor-led, we show a minimum of 40% below. Now, again, HPP only charges, we only charge for distribution. We buy the power and we sell on exactly what we buy it for. We have no markup for that. So that really helps us keep the cost down. We're a pass-through for the power, and we make enough to keep our distribution up and running and reliable.
Any further questions? Okay, well, moving on. That was the second reading. So we're moving on to new business, ordinance number 2025-19.
Mr. Vice Mayor, I'm going to recuse myself.
Okay, may the record reflect, or go ahead, Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Yes, I'm just asking that the record reflect that Mr. Dyke has removed himself physically from council chambers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Vice
Mr. Artino.
Mayor, I move to place ordinance number 25-19 on its first reading, please.
Thank you. Any questions on the first reading? Roll call?
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Maybe?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-19, an ordinance amending the official zoning map of the city of Huron to reflect the rezoning of approximately 15.49 acres of vacant land owned by OJD Holdings LLC, located on both sides of River Road, Erie County, Ohio. Permanent parcel numbers 42-01720.000, 42-01720.001, and 42-01719.000 from the current I-2 General Industrial District to B3 General Business District.
Thank you, Mr. Schrader. Mr. Hamilton. Thank you, Mr. Schrader.
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Mayor. I don't believe staff has any more to add outside of what was covered at the public hearing.
Okay, any other questions from council? Christine, anything to add? No, we're good. Thank you. Okay, well, that was the first reading, so we're moving on to ordinance number 2025-20. Oh,
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Haggy.
move that ordinance, that the three reading rules waived in ordinance 2025-20 be placed on its first reading.
Thank you. Any questions on the three reading? Roll call?
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-20, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2024-58, adopted on December 18, 2024, to provide for supplemental appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources.
Thank you. Mr. Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Tonight's supplemental appropriation ordinance references two line items. One, the ConAgra TIF fund, cash transfer from the prior meeting. This is just appropriating that line item to an actual budget. We did not do that the last meeting. We put the funds from general to ConAgra fund. And then the second supplemental appropriation is an increase to the fire fund. This will replace funds expensed for the ambulance repair from an accident. This is directly offset by revenue from the insurance claim, so there's not an actual budgetary loss. I can answer any questions if council has any.
Thank you. Any questions from council? Okay, final adoption.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to ordinance number 2025-21.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Greaves.
make a motion placing ordinance number 2025-21 on its first reading.
Yes. Yes.
We're gonna need to waive the three.
It's, we are?
Oh,
No, first reading, right? Yeah, first reading, thank you. Roll call on first reading, please.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Aquino,
Yes.
Claus.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-21. An ordinance establishing the rate to be paid by residential property owners for the period of January 2026 through December 2026 for residential solid waste collection and disposal, authorizing and directing the Director of Finance to certify the costs of same to the Erie County Auditor for placement on the tax duplicate for collection with other city taxes in 2026.
Thank you. Mr. Phillips.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Ordinance 2025-21 is referencing our garbage collection fees that are assessed to property taxes. The finance team and myself did a deep dive analysis on the fund. This rate increase will allow the fund to operate without subsidization from the general fund, something we've done in the past that I don't think is necessary for a service. This rate increase will be $1.77 per unit, 7% increase, slightly above the rate increase that Republic Services charges. Their rate increase every year is 5%, and we've historically been below that, so this is kind of catching us up to where we should be. If council has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Yeah, I
Sure.
got a
Go
quick
ahead, Mr.
question.
Hagan.
So we know Republic's rate next year already for 2020, okay?
Yes.
And they have a 5% increase. We're asking for a 7% increase. And what's the reason for the additional 2%?
Historically, we've been below that, and our funds, like this year alone, we appropriated from the general fund.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just
Sure.
want to make sure I understand what you just said. In the past, they increased 5, but we only increased something less than.
That's
5.
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So this year, when the initial budget was approved, we appropriated $50,000 to transfer from the general fund to the service fund, and
To make up that delta between
Right.
5 and whatever.
and this would solve that issue going forward. And the fund runs at a position where there's no profit for the city. We're just retaining a 1-month bill on our fund for timing fluctuations.
So is it fair to say we're playing catch up for not increasing at the same rate as Republic with this legislation, or is this
Yes.
like in other words, the delta between 5 and 7 is going to refill our coffers from not charging 5
That's
as an increase? Okay, all right, I get it.
And maybe, Mr. Phil, we had talked about this during Finance Committee meeting tonight, just before this, and I think maybe it's also, you could explain also that we, what was I going to say, they started lower, like you said, and we're not charging any, any administrative fees or anything against this or anything as well. And it's,
Is it catch
to your
up?
point, the
I mean,
catch up, yeah, essentially catch up. We've been below.
So then my next question would be, once we're caught up, because we're going to go 7, because we haven't been at 5 in 26, can we go back to matching whatever their increase is?
Yeah. And Mr. Hamilton, real quick, what my thought was, and maybe that's what you're going to explain, is the reconciliation is what I was going to get at, is if you could explain, either you or Isaac.
I just wanted to reiterate something that Isaac said that might have got lost in the other details. Even though this increase is there, we're still $1 below what Republic are charging us. So while we're still below that, every year we get that 5%. So say whatever the rate is this year, we are charging our residents less than that, even though they're seeing a 7% increase. So yes, it's
Why not just increase to whatever Republic is increasing?
because we want to keep that fund level. We don't want to have a whole lot of money in that fund. It's a pass-through service that we do our residents. So,
But if they increase by 5 and we increase by 5, that should
so
keep the fund.
the missing portion on this is the fuel recovery.
Yeah.
So every month, because we negotiated the fuel, we set the fuel at $4.55. Anytime fuel goes down, we get a credit to our bill. So that's what enabled us in prior years not to charge that full 5%. But fuel was up a little bit last year, so we don't have quite enough flexibility in there to keep it as low as it was. It's still lower than what we should be charging them. So every year that will vary based on the fuel recovery that we get.
So the rate is, we're charging less, but because of the adjustment of the fuel recovery at the end of the year, it's net less. Any other questions?
Well, we don't know that. Sure.
Correct.
But
There's a
still,
reconciliation at the end of every.
End of the year, we'll know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's monthly, but yeah. Any other questions? This is just a first reading, so I'm assuming there's plenty of time for us to have our 2 more readings and still get it.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Vice Mayor. Fortunately, we can have 3 readings. This is due to the county September 8th. We can have another reading here at the end of August.
We'll have to pass it on the next reading.
Yes.
Okay.
Historically, it has been passed as an emergency.
Okay. Thank
Why
you.
can't we just do that tonight?
To you, Mr. Vice Mayor, anytime we have enough leeway to not force stuff through an emergency, especially when it's something that we're charging people for, we try not. We try to give them a couple of options to give feedback.
Sounds great.
So we'll be able to have 2 readings instead of 3, but
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, moving on. Resolution number 49-2025.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Dyke.
I would like to waive the 3 reading rule and approve resolution number 49-2025 on its first reading.
Thank you. The 3 reading rule, any questions? Roll call.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes. Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is resolution number 49-2025, an emergency resolution to authorize participation in the Purdue Pharma Settlement Agreement pursuant to the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Dyke.
I would like to place this as an emergency measure.
Any questions on the emergency? Roll call.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes. Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is another one of these state of Ohio opioid legislation. This will allow us to sign on and participate in this Purdue settlement. There are no numbers yet to go with this. There's no payment schedule. There is still other litigators trying to recover some of these funds before they get to us. But all this does is lets me sign on to that agreement, and we'll get some money through if and when they release it.
Thank you.
Are these funds restricted use?
Through you, Mr. Vice Mayor, yeah, they're very restricted. We have a separate opioid fund that all these opioid payments go into.
What does it use for first responder?
It has to go to opioid recovery. There's a whole lot of restrictions around that. They're not the easiest dollars to spend. They will let you use it for Narcan and stuff like that, as well as opioid rehab, some of that stuff. So as that fund starts to grow, we'll start working with the court to see if they can use some of that when they've got some of their people coming back in and they need help. So, but yeah, they're very restricted.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Final adoption.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes. Okay, moving on to the next resolution, number 50-2025.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Dyke.
I'd like to make a motion to waive the 3 reading rule and approve resolution number 50-2025 on its first reading.
Thank you. Any questions on the 3 reading? Roll call.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claus?
Yes. Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is resolution number 50-2025. A resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a lease agreement with Raymond E. Enderly for the real property located at permanent parcel numbers 42-01718.000, 42-01722.000, and 42-01721.000 as reflected in the records of the Erie County, Ohio Auditor.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Mayor. So with the River Road property, the development not going ahead at this point, Mr. Enderley has farmed this property for the last couple of years. He also farms our 8 acres out by Woodlands. So originally, when we leased this land to him, we took the calculation of what he pays out at Woodlands and converted it to per acreage here. He's already farming this property. We hope, and Mr. Enderley probably disagrees with us, but we hope it's only for another year so we can get this property developed. So we understand that this lease price is low, but he's already an incumbent. It's going to be a short-term lease, hopefully. So it will be a 1-year lease for $5,000, and either party can terminate it with a 30-day notice.
Thank you.
Happily entertain any questions.
Questions? Final adoption?
Knight,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes. Moving on to ordinance number 2025-22.
Mr. Vice Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to waive the 3 reading rule and place ordinance number 2025-22 on the first reading, please.
Any questions on the 3 reading? Roll call?
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Knight,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Mr. Schrader.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. This is ordinance number 2025-22, an ordinance to accept the conceptual plan prepared by Triban Investment LLC for development of the former ConAgra property, Erie County, permanent parcel number 42-61270.001, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Mayor,
Mr. Artino.
I move to place ordinance number 2025-22 as an emergency measure.
Any questions on the emergency? Roll call?
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Knight,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Mr. Hamilton.
Thank you again, Mr. Vice Mayor. Staff really don't have a whole lot more to say outside of what was covered at the work session, apart from once again reiterating thanks to Triban process. Thanks to the Planning Commission for getting it this far, and I'll thank Council after they vote.
Any other questions from council? Final adoption?
Martino,
Yes.
Claus,
Yes.
Knight,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Peggy,
Yes.
Thank you. Another step in the process to keep things moving. Welcome. So that finishes our new business. Moving on to the highlight of the evening, as they say, the city manager's discussion.
Thank you one more time, Mr. Vice Mayor. Utilities Committee, we have an opening on a Utilities Committee. We should have a long line because people get really excited about it.
We have opening on utilities also, and we have several.
Yeah. We would like to thank Mitch Swanbeck, who's been on utilities for many, many years, way before I was here. He knows our utilities inside out. He has a lot of inside knowledge. He's fought for the residents on the way through. His knowledge, that inner workings, there'll be a huge loss to the Utilities Committee. Saying that, we do have an opening on that committee. Applications are on the website, or they can call Terry at 419-433-5000, extension 1102. East Side Sidewalks, this project is well underway, as I'm sure you've all seen. We still anticipate that this will be completed by the end of August, which will be excited to have that done and put away. Route 13 crosswalks, we're waiting on a couple of final submittals and some lead times on some of the lights for that crossing. We expect that to be completed by the end of October this year. The bike lanes, we plan on repainting the bike lanes from Berlin Road through to Williams. What that's going to entail is we're going to blast off all the existing paint that didn't work so well. We'll crack seal it. We will repaint it in green. It will be a much reduced green configuration. We will restripe it with a white with high visibility paint in the bridge decks, because as we all know, if it's even drizzling, you can't see the white lines going across those decks, so those will be done with high vis. The green paint, Seal Master from Sandusky, they're going to come in and do the painting for us. All they're asking us to do is pay for the paint itself. So we thank them for their partnership on this project, because if you all remember, when we put this out to bid, it was not quite the price we were expecting it to be. So this will make it affordable for us. Parks and Rec, the 2025 youth program and sports camps have all been completed for the 2025 season. In total, HGRD hosted 376 youth this summer season with the program camp offerings. Many of these programs were totally full. Fall ball is here, which includes baseball and softball. This starts next Saturday, August 16th for the baseball, and Sunday, August 17th for the softball. These programs are mostly full. However, there are a couple of spots left. You can sign up for those on the website. Today, I'm not sure if anyone managed to get up there. There's a really successful Kids Learn to Fish Day. A lot of staff put their head up there to see going on. Doug and his guys did an amazing job, a great turnout. There was 30 to 40 kids up there. They all left with fishing rods, tackle bags, tackle boxes. They get fed lunch. They get shaved ice. It was a fun day for them. We'd like to thank all our partners that made this possible, though. I mean, there was $2,500 from the Whiteman Weaver Foundation, the Fish Huron, Lake Erie Walleye Trail, Central Basin Bait Tackle and Carryout, and Chris and Owen Kiedis Memorial Foundation, Aqueduct and Pond Management, Cameos by the Lake, and Kona Ice. It takes a lot of invested people to pull off a day out with this. The kids, I'm sure, would love to say thank you as well. Marine Patrol Boat, we received a donation from our anonymous donator. That was quickly turned around, and Chief skipped across the bridge deck to deposit that check on his nice new shiny boat. Depending on, we still have to stripe it, install it with radios, sirens, lights. There's a lot of equipment that has to go in it to make it functional for the police department. So depending on availability of all that equipment will depend if it's in service this year, at the end of the year, or spring next year. Finance, through July, income tax receipts are still trending positively, just over 14% higher than this time in 2024. Through the end of July, our total receipts were $2.7 million. So we will keep monitoring that and keep council up to date. Budget times here, exciting times. The finance department will kick off budget seasons this week, and throughout August, the team will be meeting with the departments to develop the budgets and operating plans. It will go through the same schedule as it does every year. Staff will meet. We will go through the basics. We'll go away, we'll look at it. We'll sit back down with staff and tell them all the shiny things they can't have. And then we start going through the finance committee. There will be the same schedule. The finance committee meetings will be at 5 o'clock here in the chamber. There will be October 29th will be community development, parks and rec, planning and zoning. There will be October 27th, which will be services, streets, water, refuge, electric, stormwater. That sounds like me. There will be November the 3rd, and that will be public safety. There will be November 10th. That will be the quarterly meeting. And we'll also do debt, capital reserves, and carryover. November 25th, right before the council meeting, that will be the first reading of the appropriations of what comes out of the council meetings. And then we have an additional December 9th. That's our spare one. We needed it last year because of union negotiations. So that one's always on the books as a spare. So the public is always welcome to these finance committee meetings. We love the feedback. This is their budget as well as it is ours, so we encourage people to come and join us. Still on the Finance Committee, it seems like one of those nights. We're sad to announce that Chuck Norton has resigned from our Finance Committee. Chuck has been part of the Finance Committee for as long as anyone can remember. His knowledge, his attention to details, his understanding of our chart of accounts, how we function, will be very, very, very hard to replace. We will miss him sorely. So with that being said, we currently have another opening on Finance Committee, which is not as fun as utilities. But so anyone who knows anyone who thinks they may be interested in serving on the Finance Committee, they are typically quarterly meetings. And then the end of the year gets a little busier with the budget meetings. So again, applications on our website, or call Terry at 419-433-5000, extension 1102. How much I enjoy saying. Hydrant flushing. Staff are still working on flushing hydrants through the city. They've worked from the water plant out east. They're back at the water plant and now going to start moving west. Any questions or comments, complaints? Jack's not here, so I'm going to give out his phone number. Our water superintendent number is 419-433-9502. Streets Department. Streets Department have finished their curb painting. Has been completed for the year. They'll now move on to storm maintenance and crack sealing. Please remember, when you see the crews out working in the roadways, slow down and give them plenty of room. Personnel, city's sad to announce that Kyle Capitais is resigning from the swing shift position at the water plant. This position continues to be a problem position for us. It is a high turnover position because of the challenging and fluid schedule. It's a day work position, but they cover all the shifts that the shift people can't cover. So it can be very challenging at times. This will be the third person I've lost since I've been here. So we've been doing interviews. Water superintendent has a couple of good options that we're looking at. So we'll keep working on how we can make that position a little more palatable so we can start keeping people there a little longer. And finally, meetings for the rest of the month. We have Planning Commission, Wednesday, August the 20th at 5 p.m. in the council chambers. And then a final council meeting of the month, Tuesday, August 26th at 6:30 in the council chambers. And with that, I'll happily answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Dyke.
I've had numerous residents ask me, we recommend any individuals like electrical suppliers that they can contact. Do we have a list of anybody that they can contact? A lot of people have seen an increase in their electric bill over the past couple of months, so they're looking at other alternatives like what we used to offer. We provide anything?
So, through you, Mr. Vice Mayor, the best advice that we can give them is go to Apples online. It's a PUCO, electric aggregation comparison site. There they can pick their supplier, they can pick the rate. The one warning I will give them is look at what they're offering. The lowest price is not always the best. A lot of times you'll see a nice low rate, but it's over a long period and there's costs to get out of that aggregation. Ideally, what you want to do is pick a rate that is a set rate, not variable. It's short term because electric prices are really volatile right now, and make sure there's no cost to leave that aggregation early. We as a city keep talking to the suppliers, and when we can get a price that we can beat apples to apples, we will re-aggregate for the community, and we will go through the same thing as we did last time. They'll get notified. They can opt in or they can opt out. Some of the questions I get is, why can't the city match apples to apples? Because we're not shopping basic residential rates. That's why. And what we offer is a straight up plan. What you see is what you get. A lot of apples to apples plans are not that. And if we can only match apples to apples, they're really not benefiting anyone by us aggregating at that price. So we're looking for additional savings on top of those rates, and then we'll re-aggregate again for the community.
Okay. Second question is stormwater over on the east side, Grand Forest Beach. So I've had numerous calls. I'm actually was asked to come and speak to some individuals on Thursday. So if you're available, I'd love to have you come to me with that meeting. But if you're not, I totally understand. But one of the questions is, who's in charge of that? Is that the county, or is that the city's problem?
So, Grand Forest Beach. That's a can of worms. When Grand Forest Beach was platted, it was platted in 6 or 7 zones. Each zone, the streets were dedicated differently. But in general, north of Cleveland Road are all private streets. So the utilities are private, stormwater is private, if there's even stormwater there. Grand Forest Beach actually, and most people don't realize it, is on the south side of Cleveland Road. Well, all those streets were dedicated to public use, which means the city took them over. South side, sorry. So those ones we're responsible for. The ones on the north side, the residents are responsible for. They're responsible for the roads, they're responsible for the stormwater. In general, throughout the city, storm ditches are the responsibility of the property owner that the ditch runs through. So if you think about as it runs down through Grand Forest Beach, Bucyrus, Lima, all those roads down through there, that's a responsibility all the way out to the lake of the homeowners themselves. That's in our codified ordinances under the stormwater. What residents pay their stormwater fee, their $5 every water bill for, the city uses that to maintain storm infrastructure, which is storm pipes, culverts, catch basins, that kind of thing. So I've had a mountain of conversations with residents on Grand Forest Beach. They're always trying to figure out how to move that water. There's a lot of problems going on there. The fact that the roads start anywhere between 4 and 8 foot below Cleveland Road is a problem. The problem that they peak in between Cleveland Road and the lake means the water has nowhere to go. There's a whole load of issues. And we've explained to them, if they create an HOA, the city will help them design whatever they need, but we cannot put it in for them on private property. So
when you say you will help them design, does that mean you will pay for those design costs?
I said we will help.
So just so you know, I'll probably have more information for you, but that's just one thing I wanted to bring up.
Yep.
Last question. Traffic has come very strong here during the days, and I don't know if you can help with this, but it seems like the traffic lights is one that's holding that up. I know there's been some maintenance out on the highway, so they're like diverting off into our streets, and it's just like there's long traffic lines. So is there anything that we can do to speed that up? Like maybe with the traffic light, shut it off and let them go, or I don't know, something, because it seems like it's during the day.
So
any thoughts, any opinions?
The traffic lights at Rye Beach Road are very structured for the amount of traffic that flows through it. I mean, you're talking about Cedar Pine traffic, all the rest of it. The ones in town, if you drive through them enough, if we change them to be more east-west, then the streets start backing up north-south. A lot of times when you start playing with traffic lights and pattern flows, because they all have to flow together, you just create another set of issues. I can have streets go out and look at them and see if we think we can reprogram them.
It just seems like it's during the day from like 11 to 2. All of a sudden, you're seeing traffic all the way backed up to Beechwood, and it's at a very slow pace. And it's also coming off of Berlin Road, and it's it seems like it's just not normal.
That's from Route 2, though.
Yeah.
I was going to say a lot of that is caused by the backup of people joining Route 2 because that's so backed up there. I mean, that comes to a standstill a lot of the time.
Does it?
And our lights, unfortunately, are not going to help that. But
Okay.
we will definitely look into it.
Thanks.
So we haven't, so there's been no changes in our light sequencing or anything. Sounds like it's most likely people coming off to either thinking they're avoiding Route 2 traffic or what have you. I don't know. Joel, did I see you had a-
Yeah, so question on the bike lane repainting. I wasn't really clear. Were you saying it'll be white striped inside the green? Is that
No,
what you're saying?
so right now they're solid green. We're going to back down the amount of paint. So ODOT now say you shouldn't put any colored paint on the bike lanes. That's their guidance. We've shown, especially across the bridge decks, the paint just doesn't hold. So we're just going to paint either side of intersections for like 25 foot either side of intersections, and that will be the only green we'll put back down. The rest of it will be striped as a bike lane. It will have the symbols on it, have the bike symbols on it, it'll have the chevrons, it'll have the divides, everything else. Nothing will change on the actual design of the bike lane. There'll just be less green paint down, and it'll be a better quality green paint than was used last time.
So it'll still be green faded, right, though, because we're not going to take off the existing green.
We're going to take off.
Yeah, we're going.
You're going to rip strip.
Then that paint was. It's just going to get worse. It has to come off. So.
Thanks.
And I don't know, Chief Graham, did you have any other comments about the traffic stuff other than? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What's the timing on Route 2? Is that going to go probably till winter at this point? Or?
Yeah, it's looking like we're right to the end of the year.
Okay. Well, those of us who grew up here will remember what it was like, especially those who lived in the east side of town, when there was no Route 2. I have a question on the east side sidewalk project. Obviously, a lot of, good comments. People are excited that it's underway. I think there's been some chatter about it looks interesting that there's kind of all these starts and stops. I'm assuming that has to do with they're saving the hardest part areas for last or something like that, or where there's a culvert, or maybe they're waiting on certain specific materials.
So what the contractor does, so as we move through the project, they have to do their submittals for catch basins, the storm drains, their final designs on the driveway aprons. So what they did while they're getting those approved was they basically said, let's take the long shots, get them done, get them out of the way. So they will have the catch basins, they will have the storm, the infrastructure they have to install, all of the driveway aprons. They'll come back and do all of those because they're the things that will actually restrict people's access, like cause delays. So they're going to come back and do that so they can work with each individual property owner to minimize the downtime.
And that'll obviously that includes the flashing
Yep.
beacons at Anchorage,
Yep.
et cetera. So that's kind of what I assumed, but I want to make sure. Mr. Dyke.
And there was a crosswalk going in at Beechwood, Eagle Crest.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anchorage.
Now have the blinking light.
High visibility.
So it's the one, are we taking the one from the Shawnee School, or is this a complete new one?
Then this will be a brand new one going in.
Any other questions for Mr. Hamilton? Comments? And remarks? Okay. Mayor's discussion, I don't really have a whole lot. Congratulations to Doug and his team, Parks and Rec Department. I mean, the fishing program for Kids Fish Day, first, I'm assuming annual probably, was a big success. Looks like a lot of pictures already posted. And we really want to thank all the sponsors, and I'm sure Doug and his team really wants to thank. That makes it film that much better every time you add. Each kid got a fishing pole and tackle, and there's lunch and et cetera. So that was a really, really amazing event. And just reiterate, I think Mr. Hamilton brought it up, but immediate openings for Finance Committee. Beginning of January opening for Utilities Committee. And with an upcoming election and uncontested candidates, we probably will have an opening on BZA coming up here. So coming up the first of the year. So anybody knows of any people, you can apply online. And we'll get you set up. And that's all I have for mayor's discussion. Go to the order. Reggie.
Just a question for the clerk. Any response to our invitations to the legislators? No response whatsoever, not even no?
Not at all.
Huh. Weird. Okay, that's all. Man.
Yeah, weird. Mr. Greaves.
Nothing to get in order.
Mr. Dyke.
I have, I don't know if I should make a motion or not, but I think since we do know who's going to be running for city council, Mr. Harris, we should include him in the packet so he understand what's coming. If that's all right. I don't know. Do I need to make a motion to do that?
No.
No. Okay. Mr. Greaves, you only got 7 more meetings, buddy. Secondly, I would like to thank Mitch Swanbeck and Mr. Truck Norton. I know those individuals personally, and they've done a lot of great things for this community. So I just want to give my thanks to both of them for all of their efforts. And then the other thing is the East Side sidewalk project. It looks great, and a lot of people are commenting, and I think it just makes this community safer for our kids. I love to see a lot of kids out there on their bikes, and when they're going down that road without a sidewalk, I get a little hesitant, but it's awesome to see that. So thanks for all that effort there. I know it's been a long time working. And then also, Mr. Canetta's best of luck to everything and your guys' development with ConAgra. That's one of our gems in this community, bringing the east side to the west side, so I hope it's unbelievable. So best of luck to you. Thank you.
Mr. Artino. You have to take up William's time, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. I would like to also thank Mr. Swanbeck and Mr. Norton. Mitch and I were neighbors for many, many years, and I appreciate him helping us out when time came to ask him to get involved. And Mr. Norton, I've worked with him on finance committees several times. You're right, he will be missed. Very knowledgeable person. So I hope that we get some people to step up and volunteer for some of these positions. We're only as good as the people that we represent and need to hear from. We need them involved. So come on. Glad to have you. Thank you.
That's it. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. So someone else is going to have to take the.
William's not here. We're stuck.
I know we're stuck.
I move that we adjourn.
Any questions? Roll call.
Peggy?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Claude?
Yes.
Dyke?
Yes.
Reed?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.